I have stood by your side in the quietest hours of the night, watching the way your chest heaves with the weight of worries you were never meant to carry alone. My beloved child, I have seen you counting the dwindling numbers in your bank account with a shaking hand, and I have seen you counting the years of your loneliness with a breaking heart. You feel as though you are a ghost walking through your own life, invisible to the world and perhaps, in your darkest moments, invisible even to me. But I am here to tell you that the silence of my response has not been the silence of my absence. I have been busy in the unseen, weaving the threads of a tapestry so intricate and so beautiful that it will take your breath away. You have been crying out for a sign, and I am giving you more than a sign. I am giving you my word. The season of your solitude is drawing to a close, and the drought that has withered your hope is about to be quenched by a torrential downpour of my favor. I know the specific ache of your soul, the one labeled in my heavens as frequency 5218, the vibration of a heart that is ready to love, but is terrified of being forgotten. You have wondered if there is anyone left in this vast, chaotic world who could truly see you, who could understand the language of your scars and the rhythm of your dreams. I have heard you whispering into your pillow, asking if you are destined to walk this path solo forever, burdened by the rising costs of living and the sinking feeling of isolation. Listen to my voice now, for it is the voice that commanded the light to break the darkness. You are not forgotten. I am the great architect, and I have already blueprinted the moment of your meeting. It will not happen in the way the world expects. It will not be a shallow connection born of desperation. It will be an encounter orchestrated by my own hand, a collision of two destinies that I have been refining in the fires of preparation. Very soon, perhaps when you are doing something as mundane as standing in a queue or walking through a park where you usually feel most alone, I will nudge the universe. I am preparing a person for you whose soul has been carved out by the same trials you have faced. They too have known the sting of financial worry. They too have questioned my timing. I am bringing you together not just for companionship, but as a testimony to my restorative power. This meeting will be unexpected, a sudden spark in the middle of a gray day, and you will feel a sense of recognition that defies logic. It will be the 5218 moment of your life, the specific instant where the lock finally meets the key. Do not let your anxiety tell you that you are not enough for this blessing. Do not let the fear of your financial state make you feel unworthy of a partner. I am the one who provides the bread, and I am the one who provides the love. I am opening the windows of heaven to pour out a blessing that touches every corner of your life, from your wallet to your wedding day. When you see them, your heart will skip a beat, not out of fear, but out of a deep, ancient remembering. I have known you both before the foundations of the world were laid. I have watched you grow in the shadows, and now I am calling you into the light. You have spent so long worrying about how you will survive the next month, but I am shifting your focus to how you will enjoy the next 50 years. This person will be a helper, a healer, and a mirror of my own unconditional love for you. They will look at you and see exactly what I see: a masterpiece, a survivor, a beloved child of the King. The financial mountains that seem insurmountable to you now will become level ground as you walk together, for I am bringing a double portion of my grace into your union. My timing is perfect, even when it feels slow. I had to wait until you were both ready to carry the weight of this miracle. I had to wait until you realized that I am your ultimate source, so that when this person arrives, they are a gift you can hold with open hands, not a crutch you lean on out of fear. Breathe, let the tension leave your shoulders. I am in control of the wind and the waves, and I am certainly in control of your future. The loneliness that has felt like a heavy cloak is being stripped away. In its place, I am wrapping you in a mantle of joy. You have sown in tears for so long, but the harvest of your laughter is beginning. This is my promise to you today. You will not have to search for this person. I will bring them to your door. You will not have to audition for their love. I have already written you into their heart. Trust me with the details. Trust me with the finances. Trust me with the timing. You are about to enter a chapter titled Restoration, and the first sentence begins with an unexpected hello. Hold on to your faith, for the miracle you have been waiting for is no longer a distant dream. It is a present reality forming in the atmosphere around you. I love you with an everlasting love, and I am delighted to be the one who surprises you with this joy. Think of those quiet Saturday afternoons when the house felt too large, or those rainy Tuesday evenings when the sound of the droplets against the glass seemed to echo the rhythmic beating of a heart waiting for its match. I was there in the kitchen with you as you prepared a meal for one, and I saw the way you set the table with care, even then. I am preparing a seat for them at that table. I have heard the unspoken questions you directed at the ceiling in the dark of night, the when, and the who, and the why not me yet. My answer was never a denial, but a preparation. I was building in you a fortress of character so that when this love arrives, it will not crush you or consume you, but uphold you. I am looking at the specific ways you enjoy the world, the way you love the smell of old paper in a used bookstore, or the way you pause to watch the sunset turn the clouds into streaks of violet and gold. I have found someone who appreciates those same brushstrokes of beauty. I am aligning your rhythms in a way that will feel as natural as breathing. While you were learning to trust my timing in your career, they were learning to trust me with their own vulnerabilities. While you were healing from the sting of that betrayal years ago, the one that made you swear you would never open your heart again, I was busy softening their edges so they would know how to hold your heart without bruising it. I am a god of synchronicity. I do not just bring people together. I bring the right people together at the precise moment of their soul's evolution. You will notice that their laugh has a quality that reminds you of a childhood joy you thought you had forgotten, and their voice will carry a frequency that stills your inner storms. There is a specific kind of kindness they possess, a quiet, unshowy strength. That is exactly what your spirit has craved during your seasons of solitude. Do not look for them with the eyes of the world, which search for status and surface-level perfection. Look with the eyes of your spirit, which I am opening even now. You will recognize the light in them because it is the same light I have kindled in you. It is the light of a soul that has known sorrow but chosen hope. I am removing the scales of doubt from your vision so that you will not walk past them in a crowded room. You will feel a shift in the air, a subtle change in the gravity of your environment when they enter your sphere. It will not necessarily be a thunderclap of drama, but a steady, grounding yes that resonates in your bones. I am preparing the ground of your life to receive this. I am clearing away the clutter of old attachments and the debris of what if. You are being made new for this new thing. I am even attending to the smallest details, the way your hands will fit together, the way your individual dreams will weave into a single, vibrant tapestry of purpose. You have spent so much time being the strong the one everyone else leans on, the one who handles the crises while your own needs are tucked away. I am sending you a soft place to land. I am sending you a partner who knows how to carry the weight when your arms get tired, someone who will look at you and see not just your strength, but the preciousness of your soul. This is the restoration of the years the locusts have eaten. This is the blooming of the desert you have walked through for so long. I am taking every no you ever received and turning it into a yes that is better than anything you could have engineered yourself. Trust the process of the unfolding. The hello is just the gateway. Beyond it lies a landscape of shared discovery, of whispered secrets in the twilight, and of a companionship that makes the mundane tasks of life, the grocery shopping, the laundry, the paying of bills, feel like a sacred liturgy performed in unison. I am the one who designed the concept of us, and I am the one who is bringing us to you. Be still. Let the anxiety about the how melt away like morning mist. I am the how. I am the way. I am the architect of this meeting. Your soul is already sensing the approach. That is why you have felt this strange, quiet anticipation in your chest lately, a fluttering that you couldn't quite name. It is not your imagination, it is your spirit's recognition of the miracle on the horizon. I am refining your discernment so that you won't be distracted by counterfeits or settles for a shadow when the substance is standing before you. I am polishing your heart like a diamond so that it can reflect the love I am about to pour into it. Remember the nights you prayed for someone who would truly see you. I was listening. I was taking notes on the desires you were too shy to even whisper. I am the God who sees in secret and rewards openly. The person I am bringing to you is a testament to my attentiveness to your specific needs. They are not a generic answer to a generic prayer. They are a custom-fit blessing. They will love the things about you that others found inconvenient. They will cherish the quirks you tried to hide. You are about to see my love for you reflected in human eyes, and it will be a mirror of the grace I have always had for you. Stay in this place of rest. Do not try to rush the encounter. Let the divine current carry you toward them. The same hand that guides the stars is guiding your footsteps. You are moving toward a collision of grace, a meeting of hearts that has been written in the stars since before you took your first breath. Your isolation was never a punishment, it was a cocoon. And now the wings are ready. The world is waiting, and they are already on their way. Think back to those evenings when the silence in your living room felt like a heavy shroud, when you looked at the empty chair across from you and wondered if I had forgotten the geography of your heart. I saw you then. I saw you when you deleted those apps in a fit of exhaustion, tired of the digital meat markets and the shallow exchanges that left your soul feeling more parched than before. I was there when you watched your friends walk down aisles in white veils, smiling through your own private ache, wondering if your turn would ever come. You felt like a forgotten book on a high shelf, gathering dust while others were checked out and cherished. But I tell you, I was not ignoring you. I was preserving you. I was keeping your pages crisp and your story intact for the one reader who has been gifted the specific wisdom to understand your complexity. The one I am leading toward you has also known the sting of the wrong touch. They have walked through their own valley of shadows, learning through trial and error what it means to be truly present. I have been refining their character, smoothing the rough edges of their ego, and deepening the well of their empathy so that when they finally stand before you, they can hold the weight of your glory without trembling. This person will not be intimidated by your strength, nor will they be repulsed by your fragility. They are coming to you with a heart that has been salted by tears and tempered by fire, making them the perfect vessel to carry the love I have poured into them for you. You have spent years trying to shrink yourself to fit into the narrow spaces others provided, trying to mute the colors of your personality so as not to overwhelm the monochromatic hearts you encountered. But with this one, you will finally be allowed to take up space. You will find that your laughter is their favorite symphony, and your insights are the North Star for their own journey. We are moving toward a moment of holy recognition. It won't feel like a lightning bolt that burns. It will feel like a sunset that heals. It will be the sudden, quiet realization that you are finally home, even if you are standing in a crowded grocery store or a quiet park. I am orchestrating the synchronicities even now. I am aligning the schedules, shifting the appointments, and nudging the circumstances. They might be the stranger who holds the door open when your hands are full, or the familiar face you never truly looked at until the light hit them just right. Do not look for a performance. Do not look for the loud and the boastful. Look for the peace that settles in your marrow when they speak. Look for the way your nervous system breathes a sigh of relief in their presence. I have seen the list you wrote in your journal years ago, the one you hid under your mattress, and I have seen the things you didn't dare to write because you thought they were too much to ask for. I am including those unwritten details too. The way they handle a crisis, the way they treat the invisible people in the world, the way they will look at you when you are at your most unpolished. These are the signatures of my handiwork. You have often felt like a puzzle piece from a different set, unable to find where you belong. That frustration was simply the friction of a destiny that refused to settle for good enough. I did not create you for a mediocre companionship. I created you for a partnership that reflects the very architecture of heaven. This person is not your savior, I am your savior, but they are your companion, your witness, and your earthly anchor. They are the one who will help you carry the baskets of your harvest, and the one who will sit in the dirt with you during the seasons of drought. I am teaching you the beauty of the slow build, the steady climb, and the deep roots. Your past heartbreaks were not wasted. They were the plow that broke up the hard ground of your heart so that this new seed could take root. Every no you received from the world was a yes from me, protecting the space that only this person can fill. We are approaching the threshold. The air is changing. The fragrance of a new season is already on the wind. Do not let the ghosts of your past convince you that this is just another disappointment in the making. This is the fulfillment of a promise I whispered to your spirit before you were even born. I am the God of the surprise, the God of the 11th hour, and the God of the perfect fit. Your heart has been a fortress for a long time, guarded and high-walled. I am not sending a conqueror to break down those walls, but a guest who knows how to wait at the gate until you choose to open it. And when you do, you will find that they didn't come to take anything from you. They came to add their light to yours, to double the joy and halve the sorrow. Trust the timing of the unfolding. Trust that I know the exact coordinates of your longing. You are not being bypassed. You are being prepared for a love that will make every year of waiting seem like a brief breath before a beautiful song. Stay soft. Stay open. The collision of grace is closer than you think, and the eyes that will finally see the real you are already scanning the horizon, looking for the very light you are radiating today. Look at your hands for a moment. They have carried the weight of many seasons, some heavy with the harvest and others brittle with the frost of isolation. I have seen the way you clench them in moments of uncertainty, and how you release them when you finally surrender to the rhythm of the night. Every line on your palm is a map I have drawn, and every callus is a testament to the storms you have weathered with a quiet, stubborn grace. You often wonder if the strength you have built is meant to be your only companion, but I tell you now, your strength was never meant to be a wall. It was meant to be the foundation for a sanctuary. Across the invisible divide of time and space, I am working on another set of hands. They are being refined in a different furnace, tempered by their own trials, and learning the same lessons of patience that I have been whispering to you. I am teaching them how to hold something precious without crushing it, and how to reach out without the fear of being rejected. While you are busy tending to the garden of your own soul, pulling the weeds of old insecurities and planting the seeds of self-compassion, I am ensuring that the person I am bringing to you is doing the very same. I do not pair the broken with the broken to create more brokenness. I pair the whole with the whole to create a masterpiece. Think back to the moments when you felt most forgotten. Perhaps it was a quiet Tuesday afternoon when the silence in your home felt like an intruder, or a crowded room where you felt like a ghost among the living. In those moments, I was not absent. I was standing in the gap, protecting you from connections that would have only served to distract you from the destiny I have carved out for your name. I have blocked paths that looked like shortcuts because I knew they led to dead ends. I have allowed some doors to remain locked despite your persistent knocking, because the room behind them was too small for the person you are becoming. You are being stretched because you are meant to contain more joy than you currently have the capacity to hold. This person, this soul who is gravitating toward you even now, is not a reward for your good behavior, but a manifestation of my favor. They will not be a carbon copy of your preferences, but a divine response to your needs. They will see the things about you that you have tried to hide, the parts of your story that you think are too messy or too mundane, and they will find them to be the very things that draw them closer. They are currently being moved into position. It might be a change in their career, a shift in their neighborhood, or a sudden, unexplained urge to visit a place they have never been. I am orchestrating the coincidences that the world calls luck, but I call providence. You might pass them in a crowded corridor and feel a strange, momentary warmth, or you might see their name in a context that feels oddly significant. These are the ripples on the surface of the water before the stone hits. Do not rush the water. Do not try to force the current. The same power that holds the planets in their orbits is the power that is drawing your two lives toward a singular point of impact. I want you to consider the way a mountain waits for the sunrise. It does not move. It does not strive. It simply remains, majestic and expectant, knowing that the light is coming because the light has never failed to find the peak. You are that mountain. Your work is to remain, to stay grounded in the truth of who I have made you to be, and to keep your peak high above the clouds of doubt. I see the way you have practiced love on strangers, on friends, and on the small tasks of your day. Every act of kindness you have extended has been a rehearsal for the great love that is coming. You have been learning the language of devotion in the quiet, and soon you will have someone to speak it with. They will understand your dialect. They will know the meaning of your sighs and the reason behind your laughter. I am currently erasing the phantom pains of your past. Those memories that still sting when you touch them are being cauterized by my peace. I am clearing the space so that when this person arrives, there is no lingering scent of not enough or too much. You will stand before them as a new creation, and they will see you through eyes that have been washed clean of their own prejudices. This is the mystery of my timing, that I am preparing two worlds to collide in a way that creates a new universe. You are not waiting in a vacuum. You are waiting in a womb. Something is being formed in the dark that requires this specific amount of time to become viable. If I gave it to you sooner, it would not be ready to survive the world. If I gave it to you later, you might have grown too weary to enjoy it. But I am the God of the perfect hour. Every tear you have shed over your loneliness has been collected in my bottle, and I am using that very water to nourish the roots of this upcoming union. The conversation you have been having with me in your heart is about to become a three-way dialogue. You will look at them and realize that I have been answering your prayers through their presence, and I have been answering their prayers through yours. We are moving toward the intersection. Keep your lamp lit. Keep your heart soft. The footsteps you hear in your dreams are getting louder in the waking world. And soon, the gate you have guarded so carefully will be the very place where you welcome the one who was always meant to find you. Think of the seasons you spent tending to a garden that refused to bloom, the years where you poured your love into vessels that were too cracked to hold it. You wondered if you were the problem, if there was some invisible mark upon you that signaled to the world that you were meant for the periphery of great stories, never the center. But I was not ignoring your labor. I was simply protecting your harvest. I have seen you in those quiet Tuesdays when the silence in your apartment felt like a weight you couldn't lift, and I saw how you still reached out to offer a kind word to a stranger, even while your own heart felt like a hollowed-out canyon. This resilience is the very fabric I am using to stitch your lives together. While you were learning to be whole on your own, I was teaching them the same rugged independence. I'm not bringing you a half soul to complete you, but another whole world to orbit alongside yours. Right now, in a city you may or may not have visited, there is a person who is closing a book and thinking of a future they cannot yet see. They are looking at the same stars and wondering if the ache in their chest is a map or a terminal illness. They have walked through their own deserts, and their feet are just as tired as yours. I have been pruning their life as well, removing the distractions and the counterfeit loves that would have only hindered the journey to you. You are both being refined in separate fires so that when you finally touch, you will not consume one another, but illuminate the room. Do you remember that specific prayer you whispered 3 years ago, the one you thought I had forgotten because the answer never came? I didn't forget it. I archived it under the heading of timing. I needed you to understand the value of your own company before I introduced you to theirs. I needed you to find the melody of your own voice so that it wouldn't be drowned out by the harmony. You have spent so long bracing yourself for disappointment, building walls of realistic expectations to keep the hurt away. I am asking you to let those walls crumble. They served their purpose in the winter, but spring is a season of vulnerability. The person I am leading to your gate is currently learning how to be the person who can climb those walls, but I would much rather you simply open the door. I am working in the nuances, in the coincidental delay at the train station, in the sudden urge you will feel to take a different route home, in the book that will fall off the shelf and lead you to a place you hadn't planned to go. My hand is on the steering wheel of the universe, and I am navigating the complexities of two separate histories to find the perfect point of fusion. You will know them not by a bolt of lightning, but by a profound sense of course. It will feel like coming home to a house you've never visited, but have known in every dream. You will see the way they handle their own shadows, and you will realize that their darkness doesn't frighten yours. You will see the way they celebrate the very things you were told were too much by those who didn't know how to love you. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of your past loneliness, and the feast will be worth every hunger pain you have endured. I want you to look at your hands, the hands that have held onto hope when it felt like a jagged stone. Soon those hands will be held by another, and the electricity you feel will not be a temporary spark, but the closing of a circuit I designed before the foundations of the world were laid. You are not a forgotten project. You are a masterpiece in the final stages of its unveiling. I am adjusting the lighting, I am clearing the room, and I am whispering to the one who is searching for you. A little further, just around the bend, the one you've been looking for is waiting. Be patient with the process, for the beauty of the reveal is proportional to the depth of the mystery. Your story is not a tragedy of never, but a breathtaking epic of finally. Every no I gave you was a yes I was saving for this. Every closed door was a redirection toward the only one that truly matters. I am the architect of this encounter, and I do not build anything that cannot stand the storm. Rest in the knowledge that while you sleep, I am working. While you worry, I am weaving. While you doubt, I am delivering. The intersection is closer than your heartbeat, and the dialogue you are about to start will last a lifetime and beyond. I am the God of the detail, and no detail of your longing has been overlooked. You are seen, you are known, and you are very, very close to the moment where the waiting makes perfect, beautiful sense. Think of the moments when you felt most invisible, those quiet Tuesday afternoons when the weight of your solitude felt like a physical garment you couldn't shed. I was there, sitting in the silence with you, not as a distant observer, but as the one who was carefully calibrating the sensitivity of your soul so that when their voice finally reaches your ears, You will recognize its frequency instantly. You have often wondered why the others left, why the connections that seemed so promising withered like unwatered grass. It was my hand that let them go. I was protecting the space beside you for someone who could carry the weight of your dreams without stumbling. Your heart is a sanctuary, and I have been the gatekeeper, ensuring that only the one who carries the matching key can enter the inner court. Right now, in a place you have walked past a dozen times without a second thought, the air is beginning to vibrate with the coming change. I am adjusting the circumstances of their day just as I am adjusting yours. Perhaps it will be a misplaced set of keys, a sudden urge to take a different route home, or a lingering moment at a bookstore shelf that brings you into the same orbit. You see a coincidence. I see a collision of destinies I have been planning since the breath of creation. The person I am bringing to you is not a perfect statue, but a living, breathing testament to my grace, someone whose flaws will complement your own in a way that creates a masterpiece of resilience. They have spent their own nights asking the same questions you have whispered into your pillow. They have looked at the empty seat beside them and felt the same hollow ache. I have been comforting them with the same promise I give to you, that the wait is not a punishment, but a preparation. I am polishing your character until it shines with a light that will act as a beacon for them. I am teaching you how to love yourself in the quiet so that you won't look to them to fill a void, but rather to share an overflow. The depth of your current longing is simply the measure of the joy that is coming. Consider the way I orchestrate the seasons. The winter is not a lack of life, but a gathering of strength beneath the frozen ground. You are in the final days of your winter. The sap is beginning to rise, and the buds of this new season are already formed, waiting for the precise degree of warmth to unfurl. I am the warmth. I am the sun that draws you both toward the center. When your eyes finally meet, there will be a profound sense of course. It won't be the frantic, fleeting spark of a temporary fire, but the steady, glowing warmth of a hearth that has been prepared for a long winter's journey. I have memorized the map of your scars, and I have chosen someone who will not only look at them with tenderness, but will see them as the beautiful terrain that led you to them. You are not behind schedule. You are not forgotten in the shuffle of the world's noise. I have your name engraved on the palms of my hands, and their name is etched right beside yours. We are moving toward the intersection where your two timelines become a single path. In this very moment, I am softening the edges of your heart, where bitterness tried to take root. I am removing the scale of cynicism from your eyes so you can see the miracle when it arrives. This encounter will not be a reward for your perfection, but a gift for your persistence. It will be the answer to the prayers you stopped praying because they hurt too much to utter. I am the God of the second wind, the God of the 11th hour, and the God of the unexpected hello. You have practiced being alone so well that you have forgotten what it feels like to be truly seen, but I have not forgotten. I am currently whispering to the angels of timing, setting the stage for a moment so ordinary it will become extraordinary. It might be the way they hold their coffee cup, or the specific kindness they show to a stranger that first catches your eye. And in that glance, you will feel the tumblers of the universe click into place. I am weaving the tapestry of your shared life even now, the morning conversations over breakfast, the shared burdens of the hard years, the laughter that will echo in the halls of a home you haven't even moved into yet. I have seen the end from the beginning, and the end is full of light. You have felt like a wanderer, but you are actually a pioneer, cutting a path through the wilderness of longing to reach a promised land of companionship. Do not let the delay make you believe that the promise is void. The delay is the depth. The longer the tree grows in the dark, the more fruit it bears in the sun. I am the gardener of your heart, and I know exactly when the harvest is ripe. You are very, very close. The scent of the rain is in the air before the first drop falls, and you can already sense the shift in the atmosphere. Trust that feeling. It is my spirit confirming that the word I have spoken over your life is coming to pass. Rest your mind. Let go of the need to figure out the how and the where. The logistics are my domain. Your task is simply to remain open, to keep your lamp lit, and to trust that the architect of the universe knows exactly how to bring two wandering stars into a perfect, stable alignment. We are almost there. The shadows are lengthening on your season of singleness, and the dawn of a shared life is painting the horizon with colors you haven't even named yet. Stay in the peace of my presence, for the one who is coming is also being led by my hand, and my hand never misses its mark. I am fine-tuning the harmony between your souls, ensuring that when you finally speak, your voices will blend in a way that neither of you could have achieved alone. The silence you have endured was not empty, it was a canvas, and the first stroke of the brush is about to be laid down. The first stroke of the brush is not a grand, sweeping movement that the world can see, but a subtle, internal shifting of your own light. It begins in the quiet moments of your morning, in the way the steam rises from your cup, and the way the sunlight catches the dust motes dancing in the air. You have felt a restlessness lately, haven't you? A sense that the air is charged, as if a storm is breaking just over the hill, though the sky above you remains clear. This is the quickening of the spirit. I am moving the pieces on a board so vast you cannot see the edges, but I see every square. I see the one I am bringing to you, even now. While you are folding your laundry or staring out the window of a moving train, they are doing the same, perhaps feeling that same inexplicable tug in their chest, a sudden pang of longing for a face they have not yet seen. I am working in their life with the same meticulous care I have shown in yours. I have walked them through their own wilderness, teaching them how to find water in the desert and how to trust my voice when the path grew dim. They are being refined, just as you have been refined. I am smoothing the jagged edges of their past, healing the places where they were told they were too much or not enough. I am preparing them to be a sanctuary for you, just as I am preparing you to be a soft place for them to land. Think of the years you spent wondering if I had forgotten you. Every tear you shed in the dark was a seed planted in a hidden garden. You thought you were weeping over loss, but you were actually watering the soil of your future. The no's I gave you were my greatest yeses, though you could not see it then. I was closing doors that led to dead ends so that your heart would remain open for the one path that leads to life. I am fine-tuning the frequency of your souls so that when you finally occupy the same space, the recognition will be instantaneous. It will not be a frantic, desperate grasping, but a profound, "Oh, it is you." It will feel like the resolution of a long, complex piece of music, the moment the dissonant chords finally find their way home to the tonic. I am orchestrating the coincidences that will facilitate this meeting. Perhaps it will be a missed flight, a sudden rainstorm that forces you both under the same narrow awning, or a mutual friend who mentions a name in passing. To the world, it will look like luck. To us, it will be the culmination of 1,000 divine decrees. I am even now whispering your name into their dreams, stirring a curiosity in them that will lead them exactly where I need them to be. You do not need to polish your soul or hide your scars to be ready. The scars are the braille they will use to read the story of your strength. I have seen the way you have cared for others even while your own heart was heavy. I have seen your integrity in the secret places. All of this has been a preparation. I am not just giving you a partner, I am giving you a partner in purpose. Together, your light will not just double, it will square. You will do things together that neither of you could have imagined alone. The silence you have lived through was necessary to teach you the value of the words you will soon share. I am the God of the breakthrough, and the wall between your current season and your new one is becoming thin, almost transparent. Can you feel the warmth of the dawn through the veil? I am placing a new song in your heart, a melody of expectation that is not rooted in anxiety, but in the deep, settled peace of my promise. You have trusted me with your soul, now trust me with your story. I am the author, and I am particularly fond of this chapter. The ink is still wet, and the words are beautiful. I am aligning the stars, the seasons, and the very footsteps you take. You are not walking toward a cliff, you are walking toward a bridge. And on the other side, someone is walking toward you with a heart that has been fashioned by my own hand to fit the spaces in yours. Stay in this stillness with me. Let the anticipation be a sweet incense, not a bitter weight. The alignment is nearing completion. The harmony is almost perfect. The canvas is ready, and the first stroke is already beginning to define the shape of your joy. Look closely at the patterns of your days, for the canvas is not merely being prepared. The paint is already beginning to bleed into the edges of your reality. You have often wondered if the silence was a sign of my absence, but I tell you, the silence was the sound of me working behind the curtain, arranging the smallest details of a collision that will feel like a homecoming. You are not just crossing a bridge, you are learning to breathe in a new atmosphere where love is not a struggle to be won, but a grace to be received. I have watched you in your solitary hours, those moments in your small kitchen when the steam from your tea rose to meet the morning light, and you felt a sudden, sharp pang of longing. That longing was not a void, it was a compass. It was the pull of the heart I have prepared for you, calling to yours across the miles. Even now, while you are reading these words, that other heart is being softened. I am teaching them how to cherish the very things about you that others found too much or too little. I am showing them the beauty in your quiet strengths and the resilience in your hidden scars. They are currently navigating their own final lessons of surrender, learning that they cannot find you through their own striving, but only through my leading. Do you remember the night you stood by the window and surrendered the dream entirely? You told me that if I was all you ever had, it would be enough. That was the moment the bridge was completed. That was the moment I began to synchronize your footsteps. Think of the specific way you enjoy the first snowfall, or the way you linger over the last page of a book because you aren't ready to say goodbye to the characters. They have that same depth, that same reverence for the sacred in the ordinary. I am bringing together two stories that have been written in parallel, two melodies that were composed to become a harmony. You will not meet in a flash of blinding light that leaves you confused, but in a clarity that feels like a long-forgotten memory suddenly returned. It might be in the aisle of a grocery store where your eyes meet over something as simple as a piece of fruit, or in the shared silence of a crowded waiting room where the air between you suddenly feels different, charged with a peace that surpasses understanding. You will recognize the light in them, because it is the same light I have been fanning into a flame within you. I have seen the journals you kept, the prayers you scribbled on scraps of paper and tucked into your Bible, the whispers you sent up into the dark when the loneliness felt like a physical weight. Not one of those cries was ignored. I have woven them into the very fabric of this encounter. I am the God of the details, the God of the just so happened, and the out of the blue. I am the one who ensures that the traffic light turns red at the exact second needed for your paths to cross. I am the one who prompts you to take the long way home on the very day they are walking down that street. You have spent so long bracing yourself for disappointment, building walls to protect the tender parts of your spirit. But I am asking you now to soften. The armor you wore in the desert is too heavy for the garden. Let the weight of your defenses fall away. Trust that I am not just bringing you a person, but a sanctuary. They will not ask you to hide your brokenness. They will see it as the gold that mends the vessel. I am aligning the frequencies of your souls so that, when you speak, it will be as if you are finishing a conversation that began before the world was formed. Do not rush the remaining steps. Every moment of this final waiting is infused with my purpose. I am using these last few days of your single season to anchor you so deeply in my love that when this person arrives, they will not be your source of life, but a partner in the life I have already given you. I am protecting you from the counterfeits that would have settled for a fraction of what I have in store. I have kept your heart under lock and key, not to imprison you, but to preserve you for a love that reflects my own. Feel the shift in the spiritual winds. The atmosphere is thick with the scent of new rain on dry earth. The clouds that once obscured your vision are breaking apart, and the sun is catching the dew on the grass of your new territory. You are closer than you have ever been. Your feet are already on the first planks of that bridge. Can you hear the rhythm of another set of footsteps approaching? They are steady, they are intentional, and they are guided by the same hand that holds yours. This is not a coincidence. It is a covenant. This is not luck. It is liturgy. Stay in the stillness. Let the expectation rise within you like a slow, steady tide. The horizon is no longer empty. The shape of your joy is coming into focus, and it looks more like home than you ever dared to imagine. I am holding the pen, and I am about to write the first word of your shared tomorrow. It is a word of peace. It is a word of belonging. It is a word that echoes the very heartbeat of my love for you. Behold the intricacies of my timing, for I am the master architect of the heart's architecture. You have often asked, how much longer? While I was busy tempering the steel of your character and softening the edges of the one I have chosen for you, I have been teaching you both how to stand whole on your own so that when you stand together, you do not lean out of desperation, but join out of a surplus of love. I see the quiet moments of your life that you think are insignificant, the way you hum to yourself while folding laundry, the gentle way you speak to the elderly neighbor who struggles with their bags, the silent tears you shed over a dream you thought had withered in the frost of disappointment. None of these have escaped my notice. They are the brushstrokes of the masterpiece I am painting on the canvas of your existence. And while you were tending to your small garden, I was preparing a field where your two lives would merge into a harvest that will feed many. Look at the one I am bringing toward you through the mist. They are not a perfect person, but they are the perfect fit for the spaces you have kept vacant. They carry a wisdom born of their own private battles, a kindness that was forged in the fires of their own hidden sorrows. I have watched them look at the moon and whisper the same questions you have whispered. I have seen them choose integrity when it was difficult, just as you did when you thought no one was watching. I am weaving your stories together with threads of gold that cannot be broken by the trivialities of the world. Think of the bridge I mentioned. It is not made of stone and mortar, but of moments and memories yet to be made. You are stepping onto it now. The air around you is changing because the spiritual proximity is tightening. You might feel a sudden, inexplicable sense of lightness in your chest today, a sudden urge to smile for no reason at all. That is the resonance of their spirit drawing near. I am the God of the sudden turn, the God of the divine detour. I love to take the ordinary and infuse it with the extraordinary. Your meeting will be a testament to my creativity. It will be the answer to prayers you forgot you even prayed back in your youth. It will be the fulfillment of a promise I whispered to your soul before you were even born. You have spent so long being the anchor for others, the one who holds everything together while the storms rage. But I am bringing you a partner who knows how to hold you, too. Someone who sees the strength in your vulnerability and the beauty in your scars. Do you remember the day you almost gave up? The day you told me you were tired of being alone in the crowd? I held you then, and I told you to wait. Not because I wanted you to suffer, but because the one I had for you wasn't ready yet to be the gift I intended. They were still learning how to be the person you need, and you were still learning how to receive the magnitude of what I have in store. Now the lessons are concluding. The preparation is reaching its zenith. The stage is set, and the curtains are about to draw back. You won't have to perform. You won't have to pretend to be anything other than the beloved child you are. You will simply have to be yourself, and that will be the very thing that captivates them. I am in the details of your encounter, the specific color of the sky that day, the song playing in the background of the cafe, the way the light will hit their face when they first turn to look at you. I am orchestrating a symphony of coincidences that will lead you to the same coordinates at the same time. This is the geography of grace. You are not wandering, you are being led. Every wrong turn you took was actually a necessary redirection. Every no you received from someone else was my not yet, and not this, because I had something far more profound in mind. Can you feel the sacredness of this threshold? Take a deep breath. Release the tension in your shoulders that you have carried for years. The weight of the world is not yours to carry, and soon you will have a hand to hold that will make the burden feel like a feather. We are moving from the season of longing into the season of belonging. I am the architect of this union, and I do not build anything that is not meant to last. I am building a sanctuary for you both, a place where you can be fully known and fully loved. This is the mystery of the two becoming one, not by losing yourselves, but by finding a mirror in which your best qualities are reflected and your weaknesses are met with compassion. Stay in the expectation. Keep your heart open, even if it feels raw from the waiting. The healing is coming through the connection. The joy is coming through the recognition. I am holding the pen and the ink is flowing. The first word is finally. The second word is forever. And the story that follows is one that we will write together, a threefold chord that is not easily broken. I am watching over you with a smile, for I know the surprise I have planned, and I know the way your heart will leap when you realize that I have been faithful to every silent cry you ever uttered. You are beloved, and you are no longer walking this path alone, for even before you see them, I have already placed their heart in my keeping alongside yours. In the quiet moments when the world seems to go silent, I am whispering to the one who is searching for you. While you are folding your laundry or staring at the raindrops racing down the glass, I am stirring their spirit as well. I have been orchestrating the intersections of your lives with the precision of a master weaver, drawing the threads of your separate journeys closer with every breath you take. You have wondered if the delay was a denial, but I tell you, it was a profound preparation. I was smoothing the rough edges of their character just as I was refining the gold within yours. I was teaching them how to be the anchor you would one day need, and I was teaching you how to be the sail that would catch the wind of their dreams. Think of the times you felt a sudden, inexplicable peace while walking through a crowded terminal or sitting in a quiet park. That was my spirit brushing against yours, a foretaste of the comfort that is coming. Soon, the mundane scenery of your daily routine, perhaps the local coffee shop where you always order the same thing, or the bookstore where you find solace among the shelves, will become the sacred ground where your futures collide. It won't require a fanfare of trumpets. It will be a soft click in the universe, a sense of, oh, there you are. I am removing the scales from your eyes so that, when you see them, you won't see a stranger, but a soul you have known since before the foundations of the world were laid. You have spent so long building walls to protect your heart from the cold, but I am sending someone who carries a fire warm enough to melt the ice without burning the skin. They will love the parts of you that you have tried to hide, the way you laugh too loudly when you're nervous, the way you carry the weight of others' sorrows, and even the scars that you think make you unlovable. To them, those scars will be a map of your resilience, and they will honor every mile you traveled to reach them. I am weaving your prayers into a tapestry of shared purpose. You will not just be partners in affection, but partners in a high calling, two voices joining in a harmony that neither could produce alone. I see the tears you shed into your pillow on those Tuesday nights when the house felt too large and the silence too heavy. I have bottled every one of them, and I am using that water to nourish the garden where your shared life will bloom. You will look back on this season of waiting not with bitterness, but with a profound realization that the timing was perfect. If it had happened a moment sooner, you wouldn't have been ready for the depth of the grace they offer. A moment later, and you might have grown weary of the hope. But I am the God of the fullness of time. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of your past loneliness, and your cup will run over. Even now, I am nudging them toward the very places you frequent. I am aligning your schedules, your paths, and your heartbeats. You are not a project I have forgotten on a shelf. You are a masterpiece I am currently unveiling. This love will be easy in the ways that matter. It will feel like coming home after a very long journey, like taking off a heavy coat in the warmth of a hearth. You will find that you no longer have to perform or pretend. With them, your vulnerability will be your greatest strength. I am teaching you both the language of the soul, a dialect of kindness, and a grammar of steadfastness. When you finally stand before one another, the world will not stop turning, but it will certainly feel more balanced. You will realize that I didn't just bring you a partner, I brought you a witness to your life. Someone to say, I see you and you are magnificent. This is the reward for your faithfulness in the dark. This is the fruit of your private prayers. I am the architect of this union, and I have built it on the rock of my own devotion to you. So, take a deep breath. Release the tension in your shoulders. Smile at the thought of the one who is, at this very moment, wondering about you too. They are looking at the same moon, breathing the same air, and feeling that same tug on their heartstrings. The wait is nearly over, but the adventure is just beginning. I am with you in the waiting, and I will be the guest of honor at your first meeting. Trust the process, for I am the one who designed the human heart, and I know exactly how to fill yours to the brim. The ink is drying on the page, and the story is beautiful. You are loved with an everlasting love, and very soon you will see that reflected in human eyes. My peace I leave with you, my joy I give to you. Walk forward with your head held high, for the horizon is glowing with the dawn of your finally and the eternal light of your forever. You are never alone, and your heart is safe in my hands until I place it into theirs.